Hi, welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since I filmed. Today we're doing my first ever sketchbook tour. I'm very excited. I have never finished a sketchbook from page to back page, and I have done that finally, and I did it in less than a year. I did it in a little over one semester, so that was really exciting for me. So I'm excited about this video, but I wanted to do a real intro first. I'm also going to be doing a semester recap video where I go over all of my assignments that I turned in, including my finals, and I tell you guys the critiques I got, things I wish I did differently, just in case, I don't know, I feel like people would want to watch that. I'd watch that if other art students did that, but also for me, so I can look back on it and, you know, see later down the line things that I can apply to other projects I'm working on. But today's May 12th. My semester ended, I think, around a month ago. No, it's not been 4 weeks. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I have not touched art since. I'm experiencing really bad art block and just really bad post-school burnout, which is not great because this summer I have a lot of work to do for the upcoming fall, and I just haven't touched it because I'm just very burned out. Oh my god. There's a squirrel on the tree right outside my window, and I know my cat's about to lose her shit. Anyway, so I'm trying to slowly reignite the art spark in me because I still think about it on a daily basis. I miss doing it, but there is just a mental block of I just cannot pick up a pencil right now. And so I like recording artsy videos, and I am very excited to do this one. It's also a pretty gloomy day outside, so if the lighting's a little iffy, sorry about that. But I live in Florida, and it has been nonstop raining for the last week, so I kind of just have to go with it. But yeah, I'm hoping this video and my semester video will jumpstart it a little bit because I got work to do, and this brain is not letting that work get done. But yeah, so that's today's video. We're doing a sketchbook tour, and I am so excited. Okay, I just had to wait for the lawn people outside my apartment to walk away for 20 minutes. Anyway, this is her. This is the Canson graduate manga paper sketchbook. I like a hardcover bound sketchbook over the spiral bound ones. I actually learned that from this sketchbook. I will never go back. And for Christmas this year, which I already posted about, but I literally got the bigger version of it, which is not going to fit in the frame, but I love this sketchbook so much. I love the paper. I love how it takes different mediums. I just have nothing but good things to say about the sketchbook. So before we jump in, I want to go over some of the stickers. I am a big sticker collector. I am considering making a video just of all of the stickers I have because I'm pretty sure I have hundreds. Anyway, so I put some of my favorites on here. I have learned that, so I have a bunch of sketchbooks, but I never was able to commit to finishing one start to finish because I would get bored of it really easily. And I learned that by putting putting stickers that I love on the sketchbook, I was able to really connect with it, and it made me want to use it a lot more. So this sketchbook taught me a lot of things about myself and art and whatever. Anyway, so these three I got from a Target sticker pack. It's all about national parks and nature and stuff like that. So hug trees and plant seeds. These three stickers I got when I was in Seattle, Washington last summer. This one I got in the airport. I love this sticker. It's probably one of my favorite stickers I own. I just love the art style. I love the color scheme. It's so cute. This is from my favorite bookstore in Anacortes. This is a little north of Seattle. And this one I got actually at the art store where I bought the sketchbook at. Because yes, I bought the sketchbook in Seattle. And I love this sticker. It fit perfectly in this corner, so it was really satisfying to put it on. This is from the 2023 faculty expedition at my school. So a bunch of the teachers there got together and made an art gallery exhibit. It was super cool. I love the sticker for it. So I put this on the front cover. This is the little razor dragon, like from the brand. When I was building my computer, they sent me, oh my god, cat intermission. I know you like my sketchbook. Okay, come on. When I was building my computer, they sent me the parts that I ordered, and they sent me a sticker sheet that came with it, and so I put the little dragon because I think it's really cute. And then in Orlando, there is a Orlando Sketchbook Club, and this was the club sticker for one of the meets that I went to. So I put that in this little corner. I love the front page of the sketchbook. I think it's so cute. The back got a little neglected, but I'm still pretty happy with her. This is from, actually, all three of these. These two are from the same sticker sheet. This one's from a different sticker sheet that I got. It says one mental breakdown later. I hope you can see that. I'm a big national park. I like hiking. I like nature, all that stuff. So that was important to have this on here. This is from my first art night for my school, for University of Central Florida. This was just the sticker that they gave you for entering, and so I put on my sketchbook. And then there is a record store around like 20 minutes from where I live called Smart Punk Records, and this was a sticker I got from them. I love how it's like iridescent, I think, holographic, one of those two. And it matched with this sticker that one of my friends in the UCF graphic design program made, just for like a brand they had to make up for a project. And so I put that right next to it. I think it's really cute. And then this is one of my own stickers that I made, and it's Chopper's Jolly Roger symbol with some cherry blossom leaves on it, from One Piece. I really like the sticker. I really wanted to put something of my own on here, and so I put it on the back because it matched the blue aesthetic. Also, sorry my hands are ugly. I don't have my nails done or anything, so you're really just getting sausages today. All right, so let's jump in. The best part is that in every sketchbook on my iPad, pretty much on anything that it can go on, my cat is in it. One of my cats. This is my cat Zen, my firstborn. For Christmas, I think the first year I had him, my friend Allison surprised me with 100 stickers of my cat with a little crown on it. And so I put him on everything, in everything. He is like my favorite little Easter egg. He goes in everything. So, and then this has my name and phone number on it, but obviously, you know, I covered that up for safety reasons. This is going on the internet. Anyway, so this is the first page. This is done probably June 2024. Another thing that I found out about myself that I tried for the first time in this sketchbook is that I like to have the first page be like a big thing, like a big masterpiece, or just like something that I really like. I don't like it being doodles and stuff. I don't know, for some reason in my brain it makes me not take it seriously. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really in love with this, but it's all paint and I like it enough for it to be the first page. And honestly, when you first open this, it opens to this page anyway. So it was just a good way for me to kind of, one, test how this paper will do with paint, and also kind of just go for it. I painted this when I was reading ACOTAR, so that's why it's, you know, an elf girl. I'm just not really happy with her nose, but other than that, I don't hate it. I think it's cute. This is the next page. I was doing a storyboard job for a film that my school was doing, and I did these during like a break for one of our meetings. You've probably seen these online. I should have wrote the artist who I got these references from, but I really loved how they did like the character and then the shapes that go behind it. So I did that, and then I experimented with different colors for it. And then I did some eye anatomy studies, and to mix in the colors from this, I took different colored post-it notes and I cut them up and made a border. I'm really happy with this page. I think it's really cool. It really taught me how to draw eyes from very simple shapes. I'm really happy with how this page turned out. One of my friends that was working the film with me saw me doing this and did his own on a napkin, and so he was just like messing around with me. I thought it was really cute and really fun, so I put the napkin in the sketchbook page along with it, just for like, you know, memory purposes. But I really like this page. I think it's fun. This is the second page. This is a bunch of arm studies, really to, one, break it down into simpler shapes, but also to know the muscle structure and, you know, when things bend, what your hand looks like, try and do a little bit of force perspective on it. I like how they turned out. These are obviously pretty old, but I think it's fun. And then I got really into coffee around this time, and so I drew an espresso machine with a girl reading a book on it. I wanted to make it like a whole world where, like, you know, you can see like the rough sketch of it, but there's supposed to be like a table sitting here with people on it. But I liked how the espresso machine came out so much that I kind of left it alone because I didn't want to overdo it and then not like it. And then this is just a guy making espresso. I'm pretty sure the reference picture for this was Big Hero 6's, what's his name, Hero's brother. But obviously he does not look like him that much. But I think he's so cute. I'm very happy with this page. I really like the espresso machine. I kind of want to make this a sticker or something, but I think it's really cute. So yeah, next page. This is an unfinished Scooby-Doo gang picture. I don't know, I kind of like it without the faces. It's cute. I wish I finished it. Obviously I started to do the finishing process like of line art with Scooby, but I kind of just left it there. Maybe I'll go back and finish this over time. Yeah, I don't know, I like Scooby-Doo. I grew up on it, so that's what this page was for. This is a bunch of character studies. I got a lot of these from Pinterest. This one I'm pretty sure I did myself. This one I just got my markers from my friend. I used the Ohuhu markers. Yeah, just like, you know, the typical Ohuhu art markers. So I just got them, and so I done a few character studies, and this one I did just in pen, like entirely. So this was just trying out different mediums. I like him a lot. I kind of wish I colored him. But yeah, these are super fun. I love character studies more than anything, so, you know, happy I did it so early on. This I did right before my semester started for fall last year. It was just a character expression sheet of obviously very basic expressions, but them getting more exaggerated as it goes down, just to show like different levels. Yeah, I think it's super fun. I think it was a really fun activity for me to do, and I like how it came out a lot, and I still refer back to this day. So there's that. And then we get into, there is a lot of figure drawing in this sketchbook because I love figure drawing. I love warming up with it. It's always the first thing I do when I'm like not really feeling it that day. I will do some figure drawing, and then it'll kind of like, you know, reignite me to keep drawing. So this is the first one, and then I did like little guys, but I think these are really, really pretty. I also tried to make myself get more messy in the sketchbook because I had like a really, really bad habit of like doing everything pretty uniform, you know, and like not letting anything overlap. And so I overlapped them for the first time in this page, and that kind of helped kickstart later pages in the sketchbook. This I also did during one of the storyboard meetings. My friend had a phone tripod, and it reminded me of a spider. So I was like, I want to make this into a robot spider design. And so this is like a spider walk cycle. This is the different expressions for it, because it would not have a mouth, obviously. Different things. I don't know. I think it's cute. Looking at it now, this reminds me a lot of the machine from the first Incredibles movie, the big sphere that they have to defeat. I did not look at that. Actually, I didn't think of that. I didn't look at any references of that. I just, now looking at it, looks a lot like that. But yeah, this was inspired by a phone tripod. Super cute. More figure drawing. I had just gotten the Richard Williams, The Animator Survival Kit book when I drew this page, and the first like few pages of that are different gestures, and so I referenced them and drew them myself. I messed around with lighting a little bit for here. I like the shading of these a lot. I kind of wish I continued that. I haven't really done that since, but now that I'm looking at this, I kind of want to do that more. So anyway, more figure drawing. More figure drawing. This one, I didn't really go back to it. Alright, and then I started doing some like actual like school stuff. Not for school, but like myself, like trying to teach myself different things. I got this from Dynamic Anatomy by Byrne Hogarth. I have the book, and I was using it to learn body proportions and body structure. So this was like the basic breakdown of your skull, and then I try to get a little more, show the shadows and stuff. This is the measurements of like proportionally, and then this I kind of give up on. I wasn't too happy about it, but you know, it gets better. And then I did this, and this is one of my favorite pages probably of a sketchbook I've done. I was really happy about it. I really hope you can see all of this. They had the reference of the full naked man, and I drew him proportionally, and then I took notes on every proportional factor or aspect of proportion for a body that you can have. And so I refer to this page a lot. I'm really happy with how it came out. But yeah, so, and then there's more under here. I ran out of room, but I like wanted to keep going. So yeah, very happy with how this turned out. I think that this is really great. I don't know, I was pretty proud of myself for this one. Next is more warm-up figure drawings. I don't write the times. I probably should. I should probably get in that habit, but these are just, that was me testing out markers. And this, I had just gotten my first ever wood statue, and so I was like, let me actually use him, this little guy. So that's me putting him in a position and drawing it, so from life. And I think it's cute. I wish I drew a little smaller so I can get the whole body in here. Anyway, so yeah, this I did on another piece of paper, and I taped it in here because I always wanted to add something else to this page, and why not make it a little messy by adding the markers. So this is also one of my favorite pages of the whole sketchbook. This is combining different simple shapes into making different face shapes. So I had a really fun time with this exercise. I saw someone do it online, and I was like, oh my god, I should try that. So there that is. But my favorite exercise to do, just like for funsies, is the volume exercise. I love drawing random shapes and then giving them a 3D volume. I think it's super fun. So I did that with this, and then I colored the entire background yellow because I just wanted to add a pop of color. It was super fun. So yeah, I don't know. I highly recommend to anyone who wants to practice 3D form, do this. I love this exercise. Next page. This is from the Animator Survival Kit. It is a perspective guide of like what your in-between should be if you're moving from here down to here. So yeah, just a perspective exercise. And then I went through a very big frog phase. I don't know why. So not very big, but I went through a frog phase for a second. So I drew a lot of frogs. So I love how he turned out. I love this little guy. I think he's so freaking cute. I think he came out pretty well. And then there's this page. This is more of like, so this is like based on like a realism frog, realistic frog. Try to keep it as true to anatomy as I can, especially like these two. Yes, I gave him a little smiley face, but this is pretty what you're gonna see on a tree, you know? So then I made it a lot more simplistic, gave him a little more life. You know, he's just chilling. He's a little chilling frog. A little lily pad in the background, so they're little webbed hands. Simpler version of this. So yeah, frogs, we love frogs, super cute. Then another frog, forgot about this. Then we continued with stylistic animals. I saw this on Pinterest and I thought I'd give it a shot. So like a bull is very triangular in shape, ox is a square, cow is a circle. I love drawing animals, especially in like a simplistic cartoonish way. So yeah, and then I drew a blown up frog falling. So thought it was super fun. This, I have a really big problem drawing faces. I've gotten a little bit better at it, but it's been a big roadblock for me. And so I really had to break it down to like where everything goes, like line by line, and did the side profile. And then I applied it. So these are 3 different characters. So I did these first. This is the side views of some of these characters. And then when I did these, I was like, okay, now let's really test my knowledge. And we made the front facing versions of them. I think I'm pretty happy with how he turned out, especially. And he's okay. His face shape is wrong. I just don't think his face would look like this from the straight angle, but I am still pretty happy with these, and I really like my color choices for them, especially on this guy. I think the blend there is really well done. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I should probably do this again, but that was my face structure and proportion practice sheet. Anyway, then I did some environments. Yeah, I have over 3,000 pins on Pinterest, so a lot of these came from there. But this was a lot of fun to just sit down and draw. I also just drew little random veggies around, a little garlic. Yeah, I don't know, I really like doing this. I think these came out super clean. I like these a lot. So, yeah. More figure drawing. This was when I started doing legs more and started really trying to figure out leg placements. So this is very basic structure and then anatomy on top of it. And then I did a man breakdancing upside down. He's okay. He's not my favorite, but I think he works with what I was trying to do. So, yeah. Then this is the Lightbox Expo 2024 haul. These were all done from life, so like looking at things. This, I was waiting in line for the convention center to open, and so I drew a light post. I really like how this came out. This is a leaf. I was wearing these overalls. This is a guy I was waiting in line with for a panel, and then I started drawing a guy from behind, and then he got up. So that is where that ended. But I was doing it just in pen as a practice to try and test myself, and then he got up. So, but the next 2 pages after this are all notes from panels. I went through Deanna, I can't even pronounce her last name, I'm so sorry. She is the character art director at Pixar. I went to her storytelling through character design panel. It changed my life. I loved this panel so much. I ended up talking to her later on in the convention, and she was super sweet. I hope she goes again this year. She is probably one of my biggest animation idols. I love her to death. I think her work is phenomenal. Anyway, I drew a little quick sketch of her. That's kind of what she looks like. I wish I colored it because her color, her hair color, the way she dresses, it is just... Anyway, more notes. These were 2 guys that were sitting in front of me. This is him looking over his shoulder. Really hard angle to do. And he kept looking back and forth. You know, obviously he doesn't know I'm drawing him. So, yeah. More notes. And then last notes from all of this. I did this plant. It came off. Not at Lightbox, but I liked how it came out, and this needed some art on it, so I taped it in here. Obviously, it came untaped, but yes, I love plants. I love drawing them. We'll get there in a second, but I really like how this came out. I think there's one more. Yes, one more. Okay, so then this is the last panel I did. My Lightbox 2024 was cut short because I woke up the 3rd day of the convention on Sunday morning, and my appendix had burst, so I had to go to the hospital. And I did not get to finish my Lightbox convention. So I will be going in this year. That will not happen again, obviously, because it's out of my body. But these were done in the hospital. So this was my last panel I went to Saturday. Woke up, and I did these in the hospital. And then I did these on the plane ride home 2 days later because I could not go home that night. So these were, I drew different shapes, and then I made character faces out of them. I love him. For some reason, he gives me, like, Dr. Seuss vibes. Wasn't, like, listen, I had a great time, just wasn't how I thought that was gonna go. This was me attempting the plane thing that people were doing on social media. Didn't turn out great. I don't hate it, actually. I like it more the more I look at it, but a lot of people will do, like, the full sphere force perspective, and listen, I had just recovered from surgery. I had 3 incisions in me. It was just not, this is what this was getting, and I'm fairly happy with it. I did this on another piece of paper, and then I taped it in here, and then more plant, sketch with pen, and then this, before I fell asleep on the plane, I did a little, like, brainstorming sheet. Not a lot on there, but I want to do a character lineup with different flight attendants, using old school inspired uniforms, with different body types and ages. So this was, like, me just writing that down so I don't forget it. Then this is my big project that I started actually, like, putting work to thought for. I have this really big feature film idea. So this is what, like, it's about a magical greenhouse and a bunch of plants in it. This is a greenhouse front design. This is me jotting down the story. This is my giant mind map for it. And then this is more brainstorming ideas. And then I kind of, like, stopped there because this transferred over into school and stuff. And so This is kind of where I left it in the sketchbook, but I have a very big, I don't get really emotionally connected in my art. It has been taught to us in school and throughout life that like, your art's gonna change, don't get connected to it. This is one of those things in my life where I'm like, I really like this project, so I treat her like my baby. And yeah, so yeah, that's that. More figure drawing, little Scrooge. His hat is not proportioned or on his head right, but I still like him a lot. More figure drawing. This was pitch concepts for my pre-production class. So this is just like a bunch of stuff. I ended up going with this one. Environment ideas, observatory prop ideas. I decided to do a bunch of sketches for my pre-production class for school. And so for my thesis ideas, I had 3 different ones. I ended up choosing the Star Workshop one. I am considering changing it, but I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, so yeah, these are different sketches. More sketches, character concepts. This is my Star Workshop guy, little plant people. Super cute. I love how this came out. He's completely just like from my mind, just on paper. And obviously it's really messy. I think he has a little super cute little face. So yeah. Then this is drawing from life on like real people on Pinterest. These were the tourism couple. I started running into the issue where I was drawing too big. I like the guy of this picture a lot. The woman is okay. The neck I had a really big problem with, but this is cute. But I think this was super fun to draw. I did this during one of my classes. Sorry, professor. More body. This I started doing figure drawing with just pen because I like to do it with pencil, but I want to challenge myself. I like the movement of this a lot, even if it's not like the best. I was also experimenting with different body types and sizes, so that's where these came in. Male back structure and then female back structure, just to learn muscle placements. This was also done from a picture of a real man online. I just found him sitting in New York and I really liked it, so I drew it. I am really, really happy with how this came out. I think this is super cool. I like the style I chose for it. Yeah, I like this a lot. And then that carried over into him. I like him a lot as well. I did these also in class. This was from that lecture that day, so I just wrote notes in here. But I don't know. I really like this a lot, especially their faces. I was pretty proud of myself for being able to draw their faces from the images the way I did, just because I had a lot of problems with it later on, or earlier on in my art journey. So yeah. And then this is the cluster page. One of my finals, we decided to do an airship flying through the sky. These were early sketches of it. Honestly, I think this was the first sketch we did in class. This was my warm-up page for a long time of just like circles. And then once I was like, I need something else on here, I did more pen figure drawing. I really like this girl a lot. I low-key wish I didn't do this on this page because I wish you could see her more, but I think that this has great fucking movement in it. I am really happy with this. And I did it in like 30 seconds. Not even. I think 15. Really cool. I like this guy a lot. Anyway. Oh my god, we're getting to the end. There's only a few pages left. More figure drawing. I think her face is a little botched. If I were to like critique myself for these. But overall, I'm pretty happy with them. Especially his face. I think his face makes up for hers. Yeah. Great movement. Everything's proportional, I think. So, yeah. And then I did some cat sketches. I love these. I love him. I love his little face. I think he is so freaking cute. He's not themed around my cats entirely, but you know, he could be. But I was animating a cat for a class, and so I was like, let me do some sketches. Also saw some of these online. Really liked them. Wanted to sketch them out. So, yeah. Really like this page. More figure drawing. I was wrong. I did that shading process and I really liked it. So I need to continue doing that. Yeah, I wanted to do more dynamic poses. That was a really big critique for me last spring. Was that I am pretty good at drawing bodies, but I need to do more dynamic posing for my characters themselves. So him jumping through the sky. These were just for fun. I really liked them. I think they came out really well, especially her. But yeah. More figure drawing. All dynamic posing. So like superhero, her jumping, her bent over. I really tried to find images of people doing pretty crazy poses, or just like poses that aren't your typical, you know, back to the camera. And I really, really like this page. Him, I just did like a little study of. I got him on Pinterest, but the rest of these are pictures of real people that I just drew. Yeah. All right, this is the second to last page. For my thesis idea, my Star Workshop one that I mentioned earlier, the second biggest character is an owl. And so I did some studies to get a more familiar knowledge of owl anatomy. So this is an owl bone structure drawing, fully labeled. Really happy with how this came out. I looked at like biology pictures of like a biology textbook of these. So really happy about this. And last but certainly not least, my owl skull, or my bird skull overall. I am really happy with this. I'm really happy this is the last page of it. I think that it ended on a really good note, which is why I will not add anything here. But I did this in class. Yeah, I'm just really happy with it. But yeah, that is the last page of my sketchbook. There she is. Woo! So that's my sketchbook tour of my first ever one. I don't think there's anything too crazy in here, but I think for my first ever sketchbook finished front to back and done in less than a year, I am very happy with it. I'm very happy with myself. I'm glad that I actually did it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My goal is to finish this one by either the end of this year or like by next January, February max, which means I gotta get a freaking move on because she's thick. And as you can tell from this one, I like drawing on the front and backs of pages. So, and you know, really filling them up. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, you know the usual. If it's not already up, I'm gonna be posting a semester recap video where I go over all my assignments for the semester and the critiques I got and stuff that I mentioned in the intro. So if you wanna watch that, go watch that. I also have some vlogs from the semester overall, like as an art student. I'm gonna try and do more vlogs over summer, just like showing my life. I love vlogging. I love vlogging. Like if I could vlog every single day, I would. My only problem is I don't like editing videos. That's where my roadblock is, but I'm trying to get past that because it's a fun process. It's just long and tedious. So anyway, thanks for watching. And I can't wait to show y'all the updated one when it's done. Bye.